Thank you.
And we're going to talk about the Queen's Ball this year, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and that happens every 4 years. Okay, so whoever wants to start talking first, introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Mickey Ketting, and I've been on this committee for the dawn of time, I think. And we've been doing the Queen's Ball since 1992. They occur on leap years, so that makes it easy to figure out when the next one is coming, which will be 2028. This is 2024, and it will be February the 3rd. The doors open at 6. The dances start at 7 o'clock at the VFW Hall. We are asking that you do not bring any liquid refreshments. Everything will be available at the VFW Hall. And just don't bring anything, because we'll stop you at the door with any liquids that you bring. So just plan on drinking what they have at the VFW.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. So we have Dennis Stroman is providing the music for us this year.
But they get to bring food.
They get to bring food. Oh yes, bring food for sure. And when it comes time for the cake, the men will be putting baby Jesus and the beans into the cake, and they will be handing the cake out to the ladies, and the ladies get to search and find, and then become the queen and the queen's court.
So you do the court now. The baby Jesus is the queen.
Right.
And then the beans are the court.
There is a senior attendant, which is an adult woman and her escort. And then a junior attendant is a teenager that is, they have to be over 13 or 13 or older. And then they're the junior attendant, and they get to choose a gentleman to be their escort also.
Okay. That's nice having the 3 categories. I mean, the 2 categories.
Yeah. So, what else can we tell them about it? We hope they come in costume. You do not have to come in costume, but it's nice to add to the ambiance of the costumes. It does not have to be French colonial. You see a variety of the different styles here, and but if you want to come in Civil War attire,
like me.
Yeah, exactly. You would be just fine coming to the ball, Iris. And but Civil War attire is fine. The local milice are coming, and they'll be in very proper and historic, accurately dressed. I'm not historically accurate. I'm very close, but I'm not, because of the fibers in my clothing.
Right.
But
and they do the anatomy.
Yeah.
Authentic.
Right. They're very authentic. Right. And some of my dresses are authentic, but some, this has a little polyester in it. But any period, if you are if you go to attend Renaissance fairs, you'd be just as good coming to the ball in that. So we're pretty lenient on it.
And many of the teenagers come in a type of formal, because it's kind of like an anti-prom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll see young people in their prom dresses or somebody else's prom dresses from a few years ago. That's fine. That's very fine. So,
in fact, I plan to wear one of my daughter's old prom dresses that I have modified to be looking historically accurate.
There you go. There you go. That works. I can't wear any of my son's prom dresses. So, but you know, we're very lenient on what you can and cannot wear, and there's really nothing that you can't wear.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's quite refreshing that it is an activity that people of all ages participate. There are it kind of is interesting when you're doing a square dance and there's a 5-year-old who's spinning in circles, not sure what to do, but we just push him along and it works.
Yeah.
All ages enjoy the ball.
Right. And in the social dances where you dance with one partner and then the next one and the next one and the next one, you do get very tall people and then very short little kids, 5 or 6 years old. And they know what they're doing. If this is a few later steps in the ball, they know what they're doing, and so you go through it with them, and they are as good as anybody else, knowing what's going on. They're a little short for the archway, but you can make two and you pass you underneath, but I'm too short for the archway. I just kind of pull my hand up like this and let everybody just pass it by. So we work it onward, and you do not need to know how to dance the dances up there. Nobody knows exactly how the dances go, except for the Virginia Reel, and somebody with that they'll teach you. The band gets up and teaches you how to do the dance, and then you do the dance, because they're ones that you don't run across in regular life. So don't think, well, I can't go, I don't know how to do those kinds of dances. Nobody does. So
What's her name, Highland? Her first name?
this is a new caller to me, and I don't.
Anyway, Mrs. Highland
There you go.
will tell you step by step what your next move will be.
Oh,
Right.
And you practice it slowly, and then you
You
do
do
the
it.
dance.
Yeah. I don't know Dennis's caller's name.
Her last name's Highland.
Okay, very good. And
That is Dennis Dorman?
Dennis
Yes.
Drummond, yes. Last year was the first ball I missed in 50 years, and so I'm kind of out of the know. But
And you'll just fly right back in there.
yeah,
That's
I'm
right.
hoping so. I'm hoping so.
So what type of dances do they do?
Square dances, circle dances, line dances, the Virginia Reel. The Virginia Reel is probably the most popular.
Probably.
Yeah, everybody has
That's the one where you go.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Very good, yeah. You reel the set, and people know that one, and those of you that I said you wouldn't know how to do it, but everybody does know that one. If you're in that set, they'll walk you through it, so they'll still teach you and do it. And somebody in your set, I promise, will know how to do it, and they'll push you around so that you can learn how to do it. And because they want it to go fast, so you can reel the set. Yeah. It's one of my favorites, and my husband's too. We both like that one. And so we don't want anybody to teach. We just want to get right to the dance.
And as far as the food on the tables, you can bring, I understand, put tablecloth on,
We
decorate them however you
Yeah,
want.
we put plastic tablecloths so that the tables are covered.
Oh, so you don't need them?
No, you don't need to, but you can. My tables, I put cloth tablecloths on them, and since I'm there decorating, I just do it the night that you decorate. Otherwise, you can come in that night and put a cloth tablecloth, put candelabras on it, bring whatever kinds of food that you would like to eat that evening, and then we'll all come over and introduce ourselves and have a little bit of your food if we have interested in looking things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that food. I'm gonna
Yeah, go introduce yourself. Come introduce yourself to us if you think we've got something interesting to eat.
And it's nice this year that we're supporting the VFW Hall with their cash bar.
Yes,
Yes.
that is.
They
I
have
was glad to
requested that we
read
do
that
that.
when I saw it.
Yeah, so that we do want to do that. They have been so gracious with us for years and years, and helping us get the ball on and
Right.
keeping the price of the hall so that we can afford it. And this year also, as we did last year, the for the Restoration of St. Genevieve has taken it on as a function of that organization, so that Ellie has resigned, and actually Ellie has moved to Florida, so she won't.
And it takes two of us to replace the one Ellen.
That's
Yeah.
usually what happens.
Yeah. And then I'm still here, but there will be a time when I'm not here, and so we wanted to be sure.
Then we have to get 4 people to replace it.
But there will be a time, that those of us that have been doing this without any help won't be here. And having an organization that has supported it and knows what's going on, so this will continue through an organization is really important. And so they took us on, and it's going through that organization. We used to take the excess funds that we had every year, because we were not for profit, and we would give it to the foundation and to the museum. So now the funds will go right into the foundation, and the King's Ball, if you will, inside will still be non-profit. And but we know that it will exist because the foundation will keep it going. And
What we take in this year, we'll pay for next year.
Right.
yeah,
It's ongoing.
right. Every year we would save enough to pay for next year's ball, and a little bit in case prices went up, and then the excess went to the foundation.
So since the foundation's doing the ball now, you can tell what the foundation does, and if you need more members.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We always need new members in the foundation. Foundation for the Restoration of St. Genevieve has projects. One big project is the cemetery and the restoration of the cemetery. And if you are familiar with the old cemetery in St. Genevieve and drive past it, think about how it looked 20 years ago and how it looks now, which is a great thing. It also supports the spirit reunion that takes place in the cemetery. That also was Ellie and I that put that on. So she retired from that last year. So I'm still on that event, and Don Roush has taken over Ellie's place on that. So we get that put on, and if you have not been to the spirit reunion, mark your calendar, and you're going to say that, and I need to look to see what is the new date for this.
The fourth
is the fourth?
Saturday in October.
Yes, exactly.
And to get a flavor of what is offered, go to YouTube and Google the Deja Vu Spirit Reunion, and you can see interviews from the past.
And I think it's really interesting that every year you get more and more people that want to do
Yes.
it. From Tracy.
Yes. And there is so much history buried there.
There is.
And to bring it to life again that evening is fascinating.
And we always have the problem that people say they can't get to see everything in one visit. So it's October the 25th, 2024 is our next spirit reunion. And yes, we always get people coming and saying, can I be a spirit? And so it keeps expanding. And we have spirits right here in front of you. So looking a little bit different than we look ordinarily. It is not a spooky spirit that you're going to see. Don't think that you're coming into the cemetery to get spooked out and weirded out. We are there telling history. So the spirits are there telling about the people that they were when they lived previously. So you're going to get a history lesson but a unique way of learning history that is not about spookiness or scary spirits. It's about the people that lived here before us. So the cemetery closed down in 1882. So those spirits, those people that were buried in the cemetery, it's a long, long time ago. And so we're not talking about our grandparents or our great-grandparents or our great-great-grandparents. We're going back farther than that.
Actually, I play my great-grandmother.
Really?
Yes.
Your great-grandmother?
Yes.
Oh.
She lived to be 90 years old and didn't die till 1920. But she had little ones who were buried in that cemetery before it was closed.
There you go. That's a good story to tell.
That is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interesting stories around St. Genevieve. Every
Yeah.
time you turn around, another one unfolds.
That's very true.
That's what we find out all the time. And the people that come to see it, when they stop and say, I would like to be so-and-so because that's my whatever, great, or who knows. And so
We were at exercise class Thursday, and Betty Moore, I don't know if you know her or not, she was Betty LeClaire. She said, I got so many relatives buried in that cemetery.
There are a number of Leclercs,
Yeah.
a large number of Leclercs in that
Yes.
cemetery.
Because I think they've been here since the town was
Yes.
started, yeah.
yes, yes.
I got a whole
Yes, she does.
Well, Skip Weiler plays Francois Leclerc, so
Right.
she needs to get with him, and maybe we can add on to that story. And,
I don't know what all she knows. She
Yeah.
knows she's got a lot of relatives.
a lot of, yeah, I can tell her about where, because he's got.
There's a whole cluster of them
But isn't that how they used to bury people, like in
with family groups.
family groups?
Yeah.
Because even at the new cemetery, there's several places where there's family have the plots.
Yeah. So,
And some other things that the foundation sponsors. There's the French Heritage Festival,
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
which is in June. What's the first Saturday?
It's the second
Saturday
Second Saturday in June.
in June, with French music and French crafts, just kind
Some
of, again,
French cuisine.
reliving the past.
Right.
And they also sponsor a couple of house tours
Yes.
in March.
And
It's
in
house
December.
tours called Living in St. Genevieve, that you can see what it's like to just really live in an historic town, that this is not a dead town. There are people who live here who have fascinating houses.
Yes, indeed. So,
Interesting architecture. And then at Christmas time, we have an open house with the Christmas festival,
Right.
and also a tour of several houses all dolled up for Christmas.
yeah,
So the foundation is active in doing a number of different things.
They are.
yeah.
Do a lot. Yeah.
Yes. So we try to keep going and keep moving, and it seems that we are.
Yeah. Now, excuse me, do the people from over Prairie du Rocher, or is that where they have the other one? Do they come over here?
Yes.
And then you guys go over to there?
This year I did not go over to Prairie du Rocher, but I was down with the flu, and
Oh, well,
so that
that's
happened.
been running around town for a long time,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So, but we go over to Prairie du Rocher.
Now, are they basically the same celebration, or is there difference in?
I think ours is a little bit wilder.
Wilder?
It's attended by so many people that it's rather crowded anyway.
Yes. Yeah. And there's a lot more whooping and hollering on the dance floor here
At
at
St.
ours.
Genevieve.
Yes.
They
And-
also have it in St. Louis, usually at the old courthouse.
Yes.
Oh,
But this
really?
year they had it at the Arch because the old courthouse is being renovated. And so it was at the Arch. And they had enough for 2 squares at a time.
Oh.
And a difference with them, because they do it with the Epiphany, they celebrate 3 kings. So there were 3 kings selected in the king's
Oh, my
cake.
word. Yeah.
That, see,
So
our
now-
plan was to go to the Arch
Uh-huh.
and to Prairie du Rocher and then to ours, but,
Well, I was there.
oh, how cool is
So
that?
at the Arch, where do they have it?
There is an open area before you
okay.
enter
Right.
the exhibit space, and they had it in there.
That's
And
it.
Dennis Stromat
Goes up there
played.
too?
It's the same music as what we have.
Oh, how neat, yeah. Yeah, he's quite a popular guy.
Very.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Okay. So, you got anything else to talk about? Or
Let's see,
the ball or?
and the foundation.
Well, one other foundation thing is we operate the Gibor Valley House,
That's right.
which is available upon, you just give us a call and we'll come and give you a tour, or during the summer from April through the beginning of December, we're open at 12 and at 4 for tours.
From 12 to 4 or 12 to
At 12 o'clock and at 4
4
o'clock.
o'clock for tours?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting house too.
And it's aptly named because the house is restored back to the way it was for Jacques Gibor, but the furnishings are the furnishings of Jules and Anne-Marie Valley. So hence the
Now,
Gibor Valley.
I think, wasn't she still living there?
Until
When we were in high
1970.
school? Oh, not her, some descendant. Was a descendant?
Right, no, it was Anne-Marie lived in that house until 1970.
1970.
So that house
Where was
has
her?
only been occupied
It
by
was her.
3 families. The
Okay.
Gibors, the
'Cause I
Vallons.
remember when we were
And
in
the boy.
school, she was still alive.
Yeah.
She was
Right.
an elderly lady, and she had a dog.
Yeah,
Yes.
oh, she had a number of dogs, but her last one was Peter.
Peter, yeah.
But she had a Dusty.
He barked at the gate.
Yes.
Well, he's buried by the gate. There's a tombstone.
Oh, is there?
There was one very
I remember him barking at the gate.
Yes, that's what my husband said too. He said
Yeah.
he was terrible barking at the gate.
Yeah.
So the 2 dogs were buried in that side garden there, and that's the first thing that kids find when they go outside and around the corner, and they say, "Who is Peter?" so I have to go out and explain that these are dogs that are buried in the side
It was
yard.
black and white, right?
Yeah, yeah. And so we have a picture of them, and we get to tell them who they are and why they're buried out there, and that it is not a person, but a dog.
The furnishings are quite interesting. Mrs. Valley liked to collect French antique furniture. And liked it. Her woodwork she liked to have painted or inlaid. And she had this one chest that had belonged to the Gibors, and it was just too plain for her. And she had a headboard that was just too plain for her. And she found out that there was a young man in high school that was a quite talented painter, and she had him paint those pieces. That would be Charlie Reinhardt.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, yeah, he was quite talented.
Yes, indeed.
A young man. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to reiterate about the ball.
It is February the 3rd. It is at the VFW Hall. The doors open at 6. The band starts playing music at 7, 7 to 11. We stress that don't bring any drinks with you. The VFW Hall will have bartenders all leaving, cash bar. What have I forgotten?
During the intermission is when they'll distribute the cake, and the ladies will see who will be the queen in her attendance for the year.
It's $15 to get in
Adults.
for adults and $8 for students.
And don't forget to bring the food.
Bring the food.
Food and
Bring
snack
the
all
food. Yes, yes, absolutely. Bring the food.
And comfortable dancing shoes.
Yes.
Don't wear your high heels
No,
unless you're used to.
You've got a long
running
dress
around.
on, generally speaking. Put on your flats, put on your tennis shoes. We don't care. Be comfortable.
In fact, there can be a scattering of shoes around.
I bet
in the
a lot of
evening,
people
and
do
barefoot
barefoot.
Yeah.
I remember when we used to go to dances at the Betts Hall when we were teenagers. We danced barefoot a lot.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't advise barefoot, but
It's a concrete floor.
yeah, yeah. But bring comfortable shoes
Yes.
if you need to.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you for having us.
Well, thank you guys for coming.
Definitely.
We appreciate it. We always like you guys. You're one of our favorite stars for what's new. And I think it's because you're so active and we see you so much.
Well,
Yeah.
well, also, we'll be back next year.
There you go.
Okay. Well, I hope I'm here next year.
And you may also buy tickets online. It's historicstgen.org. And you can pre-buy your tickets if you would like to on that website. Same website, I assume that is. So historicstgen.org.
Well, I'm glad you put that there. I bet people use that a lot, don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
Or you can
And-
pay at the door as well.
Yeah. And you can also just go to St. John down to Tourist Center. Are they
No.
advertising it at all?
Oh, they're advertising it, but they're not selling the tickets.
Right, but I mean, that's what I
Yeah,
meant.
you
If they
can
were
buy
going to
them
advertise.
online.
Visit
Right.
stjen.com, we'll have information.
Yeah,
as
visit
well.
stjohn.com and you can find out information also.
Yeah. I
Okay.
almost forgot that.
Well, it takes a bunch to remember.
That's right.
All those things. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you guys again.
Thank you.
and
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.